Welcome to Transforming the Toddler Years, a Core 4 parenting podcast blending soul and science-based strategies to empower pandemic moms like you, raising kindergarten-ready kids. I'm Cara Tyrrell, your host, a lifetime lover of littles, girl mom, early childhood educator, and conscious parenting coach who truly believes that how we connect and collaborate with our kids in the first 5 years is how we raise world-ready kids who will change this world. Today, we're going to talk about boundary setting, holding the line once you draw it. I like to think about it as drawing the line in the sand. You've been to the beach during the summer, right? We had those games where you literally draw the line in the sand and you can't go over that line. That's boundary setting with your children. And when you say something, you have to mean it. And in meaning it, it means you're going to follow through with what you said. You're not going to change your mind. It is what it is at that point. You said it, you mean it, you're following through with what you said. I actually say this to kids. I mean what I say, and I say what I mean. And then they try and try and try to get me to change my mind. And so I just say, I'm not going to change my mind. And they try and try and try. And I say, my answer is still no. And they do their job by trying. Right? That's where kids are learning and growing. They're doing their job, but you need to do yours too. So when you say, for example, we are not having a popsicle until after dinner, you've drawn the line in the sand. There it is. You said it. So now you better mean it and you better follow through on it. And here's how I want you to think about it. Think about having a house on the top of a mountain. That's where you live. It's gorgeous up there. It's beautiful. But you go for a walk and you walk to the bottom of the mountain. In order to get home, what do you have to do? You have to walk back up. And that's the hard part. You have to put one foot in front of the other. You have to breathe deep. You have to stop and catch your breath sometimes. You have to reset your mindset. You've got to get back up to the top of that mountain if you're going to make it home. Sometimes holding our boundary lines can feel like, especially if we don't really think before we speak. And then the boundary line that we set is a little bit too big for us and for them. But to prove to them that they can trust your words, your relationship is built on honesty, that you truly mean what you say, you're in it respectfully with these core 4 connectors. Now you got to get there. This can be the tricky part, especially when your child starts putting up some resistance. Hey, Mama, you know that it takes a village to raise a child, but did you know you can choose your village? That's why I've created a virtual village for you with all kinds of like-minded mamas. They're conscious, they're collaborative, they're intentional. Their goal is to raise really good human beings who will grow up to add value to this world. Join us today in our free private community on Facebook. Use the link in the show notes and let's transform the toddler years together. It's really easy to listen to these podcast episodes. It's really easy to nod along and say, yes, that's what I want. Yes, that's what I feel. Yes, I want to live like that. I want to create that for my child. And it's really, really hard in the moment when they open their mouth, scrunch up their face, and start screaming at you. So what do you need in that moment? Well, you need a grounded mindset. You need to know why you picked that boundary line that you picked, why you drew that line in the sand. You also need to know how you plan to get there. And that means, number one, leaving your emotions in a different room. This is not an emotional moment for you. It's an emotional moment for them. But for you, you need to be mediator dry. Number two, you need to know the words that you're going to use. And you're going to need to just use them on repeat. I mean what I say and I say what I mean. I am not changing my mind. My answer is still no. Popsicles are for after dinner. It's not dinner time yet. You need to be ready with what you're going to say. Because if you allow them to push your emotion button, then you're triggered. And when you're triggered, you don't know what to say. And so the things that come out of your mouth are very reactive. And now you are in the spiral with them. And then you're left with two options. Everybody spiral and be really out of control and dysregulated and upset for a really long time until you actually get to the point where it's dinner. And then likely it'll go downhill from there even further. And then you're thinking, well, now they didn't deserve this popsicle in the first place, which was not actually the deal that you made. Can you see how quickly this unravels? Or you give in because you don't want to deal with everything that you have to deal with to get to the line that you drew, which is likely an hour or two away. There's a better way. There's a calmer, more connected, more collaborative, agreeable way. And that is what I want for you. And I know that's what you want for your family. So start using some of these hacks. Start using some of the language that I'm laying out here for you. And then come on back and let me know how it's going. Join us in our private Facebook group, our virtual village. We'll cheer you on in there. We'll support you. But knowing that your child is being guided by somebody who can control their emotions, who can model for them appropriate language, who can draw a line in the sand and hold it with loving respect and kindness, means that you're raising a kid who will be able to do that too. I hope you are enjoying our back to school mini series that will run all through the month of August and the beginning of September. Topics that are relevant to where you are and what your kids are going through right now as you start full-time daycare programs, preschool enrollments, and even those first few days of kindergarten. Please take a moment and scroll down, rate and review the show. Let people know what you love about it and leave me a note of an episode topic you would love to see me record. Until next time, stay mindful and proactive as we raise school-ready kids who will change the world.